Hi everyone, it's Wendy, Spanish Crafter. Welcome to my craft room here in Spain. I've got this lovely kit to play with from Monica Taylor. That's Tailor Made Cards for You. It's a Fall and Roses kit, and although I don't do Halloween, I've no need for Halloween cards or anything like that, but I've decided I'm going to make a little folio or notebook for my granddaughter, because I'm going over to visit her, well, visit the two of them in November, and she just loves writing and drawing. So I'm going to make a little notebook, just probably an A6 size, with some of the papers. Obviously I won't put anything like this in, but the other pages, you know, there's some really nice papers. And so I've cut all the ephemera out already, and so I'm going to make some cards as well. So I'm going to cut the edges off the papers and get to work. I've got the ephemera already there, so I shall just get busy and get myself organised, then I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've cut the papers down and I've made it into a little booklet, and this measures 4 and 3/4 inches by 7 3/4, which is about 12 centimeters by 17. And I've put papers in. The ones that are like half size like that, I've just added as they are. I've put lots of white paper in, grid paper, and some are a little bit smaller, and I've put a children's book page in and flipped it with a fold, and then I've put this one in the middle facing upwards, but I am going to cover, mind you, it might be good actually to leave that because she will be learning about anatomy at school, so I may actually leave that. So anyway, I've cut them all down to size and I'm just about to start stitching in. I'm not trimming them down, they are all a little bit different sizes, but I'm going to get my granddaughter into junk journaling and this will be a good introduction. So I'm just about to stitch these in, if I can get that to hold. So I've got my needle threaded up and I've put my usual cloth down the spine. Let me get my needle. I like to put the hole in, put my needle in so it keeps the papers together, and then do the next one. I'm just wondering whether to actually do the knot on the other side, then I can attach a little charm, because I think she would like that as well. So I'll go that way. I'm sure you've all seen this done loads of times before, but I'll put the next hole in. Put that out of the way. I've got to get some idea of a couple of cards I want to make yet, so I'll have to get my thinking cap on. So that needs pulling a bit tighter. Just like it to ping a little bit. Make sure I've not got any knots in there, and get one on the other side. Okay, tie that in a knot, and I'll leave the ends as they are for now until I decide what I'm going to attach. Just take my needle out and put that away. So I'm going to put a few concertina books in the middle here, and then there's lots of space for her to draw on and write her little notes. I took one last year when I went to visit and she absolutely loved it. She carried it round with her all the time, took it to school with her. So I'm going to do that, and I bought her a pen like I use, with 4 different colours of ink: red, green, black and yellow. So I'm just going to get my I'll find a pocket. Let me just get my box down of pockets, which I'm sure there might be some suitable in here. Just see if there's any in the kit. No, that's all ephemera. It's a little envelope there. So I'd like a little pocket that would fit the envelope in. Let's just see what I've got. I could use one of these little double pockets actually. That would go, that would fit on one of the pages. Or the green one. No, I like the red. Let's use that one. So this little envelope can fit one of the tags in. In fact, I'll just take one of the little divots out of the top there before I glue it together. Oh. This is a punch, but it's a bit rubbish. Made a mess of that now. Let's see if I can just cut round it. Probably works if the paper was a bit thicker, but this is just ordinary A4 copier paper. So, see, that will fit in the pocket when it's glued together. So I'll glue that somewhere and glue this one on another page. Let's just ink that up a bit as well. I like keeping all pockets ready to use when I want them. They're all ready there. Find a colour to match. What have I done with that other pocket now? There it is. I might stick that on the back page actually, and then I can put either some more writing paper inside it or put an envelope inside it with some writing paper in, and then she can find all these extra writing spots. I do love it that the girls like reading and writing. Holly's 9 and she's been reading Harry Potter books. She goes to bed. She can stay up a little bit later than Tess with her light on, and Lorian lets her read for an hour when Tess has gone to bed. And I was quite surprised that she was reading Harry Potter, but yeah, she loves them, absolutely loves them. Lorian took her to the Harry Potter World in London a few years ago. I think it was before lockdown, so Holly must have only been about 6 or 7. She absolutely adores Harry Potter films, and I think some of them are a little bit dark, you know, a little bit not creepy, but a wee bit dark for adults, never mind for children. So that would go in there. I'll get a tag to slot in there, and then we can put some of the ephemera on the pages now. Let's just see what I've got left here. Oops, my fan is blowing them all away. There's a name tab there, so I'm not bothered about putting another name tab on the front. So I'll put a little girl, or a little doll rather, on one corner. I might just put some of the ephemera in an envelope, and then Tessa can decide where she wants to put it herself, which is what I often do in the journals that I make. If somebody buys them, they can just put the ephemera where they like it. You know, everybody doesn't have the same ideas, so they might prefer to, you know, stick it where they want to, really. So I don't think I'll actually do any more with that. I'm just going to put all these bits in an envelope for Tess to decide where she wants to put them herself, and some that aren't suitable I obviously won't include, but I think they're quite grounded girls, so I won't put the arsenic poison in one. But I should put these in, and just tuck them under there for now with a paper clip, just to keep them all together. And then what I'm going to do is decide on something for the spine. I might just put one of my tassels on that I made the other week and attach that there with a little jump ring. And then I've got these papers left to use for a few cards, and what I might do is one or two of them I might just fold up and put as journaling spaces in the booklet. So I shall be back shortly. Okay, what I've done, I've used some wide organza ribbon and just slotted it through the twine to act as a fastener, so that will just tie in a bow. And I've put a pink tassel on with a pink charm and just attach that with a grommet and a bull pin. And inside I've just, where one of the book pages had a flip, I've just put a little notebook inside made from scraps of paper and attached that securely with a paper clip with a butterfly charm and a little heart and bead. And then it's all just papers for her to doodle and write in. And I've put the spare ephemera in this envelope and just slotted that in the pocket at the back. The envelope fitted perfectly in there, so I think she will enjoy playing around with that. And now I've got to make the cards, which I'll get my thinking cap on, and I shall be back with you shortly. Okay, I'm just making up the card now. I've backed one piece of the paper onto black card, which I'm mounting onto a 5x7 card blank. And then I thought of having like an open flippy door on the front, so I've cut one of the smaller papers down to size, mounted it onto a piece of black card, and I'm just going to score a line on this side, then it can act as a flip like that. On the front like that, and then either leave it, I could put happy birthday along there, or just leave it as it is. I've got some butterfly, because that would go with the outside of here. Mount that onto a black card so that that shows that up, or just have another piece of this on black card, which is what I think I'm going to do, and use that butterfly as long as it's hidden under the front one, which will look fine. I'm sort of winging it all here, bit of trial and error, which is sometimes how I do like to make my cards. I'll just, on a Friday when I go to craft club, I take a box with me that's got all sorts of bits and scraps, book pages, all sorts. Let's just cut that, wipe the glue off there, and then I just sit and make toppers at my craft group. and then during the week I will make them all into cards. I've been asked to supply one of the charity shops that raises money for the animal rescue centre that I support. They have a shop in San Miguel. So what I just thought of putting that under there. Let's get rid of these bits. I could put, that's better, isn't it, if I hide that. Right, let's just snip those bits off. That'll look a bit tidier, I think. Like I say, trial and error. Let's just put a bit of and it'll grab instantly, as well as glue. So I'm going to put that there, and I want that under there, I think. Move it along a little bit so that it's more central. Leave room for a sentiment at the top. Glue this down. Yeah, I've never made Halloween cards. It's not, you know, anything I've ever really got into. And what I might do is put a happy birthday peel off in there. I've got one straight at hand here. In fact, we'll use these multicoloured ones. These are absolutely ancient. I've had these for years, and I do mean years. So let's put happy birthday on there, and I'll also put a sentiment on the front. Let's take one of the other letters off. Take that off. Stick that back on there for future use. So you'll see that when you open, and then I keep at the side of me a little plastic bags with all my, I sit and make these at night. I'll just ink round that to dull it down a bit. And then attach with a piece of twine. Got a bag with all bits of twine here. String will do. I very seldom have an actual plan when I'm making cards. I would rather just sit down. Half the time it's whatever's laying on my desk. Use bits up. And I'll attach that with a couple of sticky pads just to give it a bit of height. So this video will be part of a blog hop with the TaylorMade design team. So they'll all be linked below, and the link to Monica's shop as well. I'll just stick that in the corner actually, up there. So I am quite happy with that, and I do like these papers with the, you know, dark roses and things on. So yeah, okay, like I said, the links will be below in the description box of the link to Monica's shop and the other design team on the hop. So I shall see you all next time, and I would love you to click the subscribe button, and thanks again for joining me. Bye.